So everyone's got a bike in their basement. Their parents have a bike in their basement that they haven't used in a while. And more with $4 gallons of gas, more and more people are bringing out bikes that haven't been used in 10, 20 years and getting them back riding again, which is a really great thing to do. But there are some things you need to know in order to do that. You need to make sure to give your bike a full safety check and tune-up before you take it out and bring it back on the road. So we're going to help lead you through how you want to do that. First thing, one thing we're going to start doing is just kind of looking and seeing what repairs we're going to need to do. Give the wheels a spin, and the rims, we're looking for straightness, trueness of the rims. They look reasonably straight here. In this case, we kind of want to touch all the spokes, feel their tension, looking for broken spokes. If there are any spokes that just pop right out, we're looking for any spokes that are really loose. All in all, this wheel right here, spinning quite smoothly, looks pretty decent. Go ahead and do the same thing on the front. We're looking at the rim, we're looking at it in comparison to the brake pads. Looks like it's spinning pretty smoothly, and kind of it's not rubbing against those pads, it's not jogging to one side or the other. Again, we're going to do the same thing with the spokes. Run our hands through, give each of these spokes a feel, kind of in pairs, looking for broken spokes, looking for spokes that are just abnormally loose or abnormally tight. Okay, and then, so that rim's looks like in good condition. Now we're just going to go ahead and check the brakes while we're here. These right here are our brake levers. Front brake is on the left side, rear brake's on the right side. This cable goes up through the lever, comes down here. As I squeeze the brake, pulls up right here, squeezes the brake shoes together. So here what we're looking for is crispness. I'm looking to squeeze this brake and have it pin together against the rim. Going to try to, spin the wheel again. Seems like it's braking pretty crisply. I'm looking for, on these brakes, looking for wear on the pads. I'm looking for the pads to be cracked or broken. All in all, these pads look like they're in okay shape. They feel a little bit dry and cracking, so these would be something we would probably recommend replacing. Older pads, 10, 20-year-old pads just aren't going to give you the braking strength that you're looking for. Again, we want to do the same thing on the rear brake here. So squeeze that. Seems like it's fairly responsive. I'm seeing a little bit of this this cable over here is just kind of frayed just a bit. That means it might be okay. We'd probably just recommend replacing that brake cable. It's this cable that just comes up through here, the cable on the inside right there. But all in all, not in terrible condition. I'm going to jump around here and start looking at the drivetrain components. Now, the first thing I notice is this chain is filthy. This chain, a lot of oil, a lot of dirt, combined with a subtle layer of dust from being in storage for a number of years. So that is something that what we probably want to do is take some degreaser, some Simple Green is a kind of citrus degreaser that you can spray on there. Take an old toothbrush, a rag, clean all that out. Similarly, we want to do the same thing with this freewheel that's just super gunked up. We want to get a rag that goes in there, wipe all of that down on the inside. Again, using some cleaning spray, some bike-specific stuff will work best. Available for sale at most shops for around $10 for a bottle. The other alternative is just replacing these two parts, but we could probably reuse them, so why replace them? Next thing, this is your derailleur. That's this part right here. Holds the tension in your chain by spinning it back. This cable that goes in right here is connected all the way up to this shift lever right here. So we can try shifting. And you can see that as we pedal, it's shifting the chain into the different gears. So and it's going up. It's going down reasonably well. It's hitting all 5 of the gears and back, which means it's doing pretty well. The adjustment there, it's not the things to look for as you're shifting it is if it shifts it over past the inner sprocket or out past the outer sprocket. That means there would be some adjustment we need to do there. But all in all, that seemed like it was in pretty good shape. Yeah, this is a 10-speed road bike. We've got 5 speeds in back, we got 2 in front. So we want to kind of go like that, shift it into the smaller ring, shift it into the bigger ring. It's doing so. It had a little bit of a hesitation, so that was just telling me it's not perfectly adjusted. And that's some things that if you ever brought it into Sibley during our open shop hours or to another shop, they could help you figure out how to really pinpoint that adjustment a little bit better. Other things here we're looking for are inside of here. This is the crank. This is your pedal and your crank. And inside of here is the set of bearings called the bottom bracket. Now that's a kind of difficult piece to adjust. There's a whole set of bearings, grease. It's all sealed together to keep out the elements, to keep out rain and salt and dirt. So basically what we're looking for is kind of side-to-side play. This is a piece that we want to spin smoothly in this forward direction. We want it to spin smoothly around, but we don't want it to have any wiggling side to side. So luckily I'm not finding any, which is nice. I'm looking for the same thing in the hubs. We want the hub which is the part inside of here that the wheel spins around. We want it to spin smoothly that way, but we don't want it to have any wiggling that way, kind of forward and side to side. Feels pretty tight. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing right here on the front. We don't want any rocking. We want it to spin smoothly this way and that. Don't want any rocking. Other things that we want to do are just make sure that these brake pads are hitting flush on the rim. We want to make sure to tighten them. Beyond that, again, we want to make sure, we want to clean the bike off. We want to put some air in the tires, and when we put air in the tires, we're going to try to determine, are these tires shot? These tires, just judging by, as I kind of squeeze them, see how dry that rubber is? See how it's just kind of flaking off? That tells me that these tires we should replace. They're not going to give us very good flat protection. They're going to slowly deteriorate, and not so slowly, in fact. So that's something we want to replace the tires. We want to go ahead and adjust your seat post. You adjust your seat post by this bolt right here. It's a 13 or 14 millimeter wrench. We would just kind of loosen that up, spin the seat. You can raise the seat or lower the seat depending on on your height, how long your legs are. And then you can sometimes do a little bit of adjusting on the stem right there. All in all, this bike's in pretty good condition. It's really important that no matter what, no matter where you go, that you're seeking out expert advice and expert double checking from people who really know what they're doing, especially if it's a bike that hasn't been used in a long time. There are a number of really quality bikes in St. Paul, or bike shops that do really good, affordable, professional service and are always respectful when you come in. So get your bike back rolling out on the road.